Good night, capiche. Good night, capiche. Woo! Good night, capiche. 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 Good night, capiche.
Welcome to the Burn Live Show, where I'm your host, Kapeash. I'm sorry, I thought my mic was on. It was off. I'm glad you guys are here. The ladies have signed the contract. We will be having a WNBA season this year. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. I've been ranting for the last 2 days about these girls and what they was going to do, whether they're going to come back, what's going to be actually having a season and their off season. Also going to talk about that. I'm also going to give you a quick update over the war that's going on. Day 19 of the war. We're going to break that down and many more and much things that's going on. Like I said, y'all, I'm your host, Kapeash. It's the Burn Live. This is the Good Morning Kapeash show. Good night, Kapeash, rather. Let's get into it.
Of the war with Iran. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, the White House releasing those President Trump traveling to Dover Air Force Base to witness the dignified transfer of the remains of 6 American service members killed in this war. The trip coming 24 hours after one of his top intelligence officials resigned in protest. Director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, declaring Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. But Trump insists it did, claiming Iran was trying to rebuild its nuclear program after the U.S. obliterated it last year. But today on Capitol Hill, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard refusing to echo the president's words.
Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the president
here's the problem.
based on a volume
No,
of
it is
information
precisely
that he receives.
it is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States. You are here to represent the IC's assessment of threats. That's a quote from your own opening statement.
Despite what Trump has said, Gabbard told Congress that Iran had actually made no efforts to rebuild its nuclear capability.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, there has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
Tonight, the price of oil now the highest.
So we try to say that Bush it's going down another. I mean, President Trump is going down another Bush rabbit hole of taking us to war for a reason that is unnecessary. And a lot of people are going to hold him to that fire of the flame of that. And you know what? Good. Hold him to the fire of that. Let's go through the proper investigations. And let's see how this works out. Because I believe that everybody having that type of mindset is going to go down the happy hole. We're going to go 2 or 3 years after the Trump administration looking for this rabbit hole of conspiracy of why did Trump really go over there. I can't wait to 2026, 2028 to hear the rabbit holes and the conspiracy theories and all that. And I'm up for the ride. I'm up for the show. I'm up for the graphs. And let's go down this rabbit hole to see. And let's get further into this gas prices and stuff like that.
In years after new attacks on energy sites across the Middle East, with top intelligence leaders under fire on Capitol Hill. A devastating strike in Iran. Attacks on Iran. President Trump telling our reporter Iran is going down as they launch new strikes on Saudi Arabia. Our correspondent is there. Look at that as that capital is hit on Iran. Plus, the nation's intelligence leaders peppered by senators. Was Iran an imminent threat to the U.S.? The controversial answers. Airport breaking point. Passengers waiting hours. Lines weaving around baggage carousels. And the urgent warning tonight. Could some airports be forced to shut down?
This airport knows is really I've been kind of like keeping an eye on because yet again I got a good friend that's over here in this airport business and it's really hitting her. And I noticed that a couple of friends of mine hasn't been around and I'm concerned, and people are like, don't be concerned and stuff like that. So I can only be what I can be and stuff like that. What I am want to pay attention to is like, what is the true background for the TSA and why they're affected in this small thing? Why is it always the airports that easily affected when it comes to government shutdown? Like, them are the easiest targets to target at. I'm really kind of curious about that and would like to go a little bit further deep into it. But I really want to go deep into this oil.
We're going to show you 13 mind-blowing use cases for creators using the new AI Workspace 2.0 from GenSpark. Silicon Valley.
Tonight, the devastating wave of U.S. airstrikes in Iran. The Pentagon saying nearly 8,000 regime targets struck so far. More than 120 Iranian vessels sunk. In a phone call with NBC News, President Trump dismissing Iranian retaliation against Israel overnight, telling me the attack was nothing compared to what happened to them. They're going down. They're losing big. Meanwhile, a strike on an Iranian gas field, which Iran is blaming on Israel, and an Iranian attack on oil facilities in Qatar causing oil prices to spike. Vice President Vance today calling those rising prices a temporary blip.
We're going to take care of business. We're going to come back home. And when that happens, you're going to see energy prices come back down to reality.
All is in.
That's what I probably need to get into. I heard it's a very good, deep discussion. I do want to hear what JD Vance. I'm going to be searching. That's what I'm probably going to look into is, what he said, how he said it, and what he said, just to see the breakdown of the breakdown.
Israel overnight killed Iran's intelligence minister who helped launch that recent brutal crackdown on Iranian protesters.
As of this moment, the regime maintains power within Iran, even though they are vastly degraded on almost every front.
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe testifying on Capitol Hill, describing the threat from Iran before U.S. airstrikes.
If left unimpeded, yes, Senator, they would have the ability to range missiles to the continental U.S.
As former high-ranking counterterrorism official Joe Kent, who resigned in protest over the war with Iran, arguing there'd been no imminent threat to the U.S., appeared with supporter Tucker Carlson.
Was Iran on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon?
No, they weren't, 3 weeks ago when this started.
But CIA director...
That's the controversy that y'all looking for, huh? This is what we want to talk about. Is Trump really going to war for unnecessary reasons? If Trump go to war for unnecessary reasons, gotta go what those reasons are. Everybody go what those reasons. I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok. A lot of people on TikTok that's hitting it up, asking the questions, why?
Is slamming Kent's accusation.
In fact, the intelligence reflects the contrary.
So you disagree with Mr. Kent?
I do. Iran has been a constant threat to the United States for an extended period of time and posed an immediate threat at this time.
Later, Democrats pressing Gabbard, who'd previously been a skeptic of U.S. intervention abroad.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
You're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House.
Gabe is joining us now from the White House. Gabe, there's also a focus on that critical Strait of Hormuz, getting it back open. And you have some new reporting on that tonight?
Yes, Hallie, a U.S. official tells NBC News the military dropped 4 5,000-pound deep-penetrating bombs, often called bunker busters, that slammed into facilities holding Iran's anti-ship cruise missiles along the Strait of Hormuz. But they did not wipe out the entire inventory yet. This is the first known time the U.S. military has used these in combat. Hallie.
Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. To those new Iranian attacks on its neighbors, Keir Simmons is in Saudi Arabia tonight. And Keir, Iran is targeting the Saudi capital, even with foreign ministers holding a key meeting there.
That's right, Hallie. Tonight we've witnessed the most intense.
With the most intense fireback moments of all time. No. Man, I don't know. I hope this war is so, y'all. This is not really what I really wanted to get into. This is more...
President Trump is urging Congress to pass the Save America Act, one of the most critical pieces of legislation in our nation's history. The Save America Act is overwhelmingly popular with all Americans because each provision is rooted in common sense. The Save America Act has 5 simple requirements as requested by the President of the United States. Number 1, voters have to show ID to cast a ballot in an American election.
I have no problem with that. I bet you don't have no problem with that. Why should we ever think about having a problem with that? There should be no problem with that.
Very simple. 90% of Americans, including more than 80% of Democrat voters, agree with this. Number 2, the Save America Act will require all voters to show proof of citizenship in order to register to vote in American elections. Again, this is popular and rooted in common sense. Only American citizens have the right to vote in American elections. But after Joe Biden and the Democrats allowed tens of millions of illegal aliens into our country, it's more important than ever to ensure that only American citizens are registering to vote on our nation's voter rolls, and Congress needs to pass this. Number 3, the Save America Act abolishes the incredibly unsecure practice of universal mail-in ballots, which throw the door wide open for fraud. Importantly, the Save America Act maintains exceptions for Americans to use mail-in ballots like for illness, disability, military, or travel reasons.
The Senate is now officially debating the Save America Act after clearing a key test vote about 15 minutes ago with a simple majority. Now senators can introduce amendments. The bill itself would require proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote. a real ID, passport, or other government documents, plus a photo ID to cast a ballot. It's pretty popular. A Fox poll shows a majority of Americans support voter ID. But the problem is
I seen this scenario on CNN. It passed. The reason why I'm saying this is there should have been no reason that the government was shut down because of this. These ideologies, these mindful things that would just separate citizenships for people to vote, common sense people, average Joe people, regular, hardworking, law-abiding citizen people to vote. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
and it takes 60 votes to break a filibuster, and Republicans don't have that. A talking filibuster has also been, but there aren't enough votes to go that route either. President Trump says it has to pass, saying, quote, this, "I will never, ever endorse anyone who votes against Save America."
Boy. So we got to talk about the SAVE Act, aka the Democrats' worst nightmare, because for whatever reason, Democrats are afraid of people actually having to prove that they're citizens in order to register to vote or to show an ID in order to vote. Okay, they claim that that is bigoted, racist, sexist, hateful to have basic election integrity, right? This is what Democrats are claiming. Now, in my opinion, I think the Democrats are afraid of this because they depend on stupid people in order.
I don't want to go there with him, with y'all. I know how some of y'all was like, "Ooh, I don't like how you said that," but hey, when you expect illegal people not to read, people that not able to get an ID, this is what we kind of expect from them, and that's why we believe this. This is why you got these people to come and vote for you, and that's gonna always be the Republicans argue on that, and this is one of the main reasons why you don't have what I'm trying to say is this is one of the main reasons why the government is shut down is because this bill, this act that he wants to put into place is common sense, but yet again, y'all want to play the big bad wolf. I'm a bully, whatever, and there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you what I wanted to talk about. I appreciate that this is happening. They are back, ladies and gentlemen. Confirmation.
Months of intense negotiations blowing past several deadlines. The league and the Players Association have finally agreed on a new collective bargaining agreement. The start of the WNBA season had been in jeopardy if a deal could not be hammered out. But now, among the improvements for the players, the salary cap is going to be $7 million up from 1.5. And for more, we're joined by women's basketball reporter Alexa Philippou, a collective sigh of relief for everybody involved. You've been staking out these negotiations for days, and they were happening throughout the night. How did both sides finally get?
Y'all know she's not going to give us the real. Y'all know she's not going to give us the real. I want to hear from my boy.
Welcome to the Ben Dental Podcast, where we're calling a spade.
Go check them out. I'm a small podcast. I'm giving credit where due was due. I don't want nobody saying stealing people's content. I believe this is content sharing. Good dude. Hurry on top of it. And I just want to let y'all know from his point of view, because I just want to get to the facts. I want to get to understandings, not the propaganda, as Nick and them would say, of it. So let's move the propaganda out the way. Get right to the story.
Great to be here with you Guys, today, the king, also known as the newly agreed upon CBA deal. Make no mistake about it, folks. Every time the owners came to David, fine, we'll increase the salary cap to this, you can thank Caitlin Clark. Every time the owner said, fine, we'll pay your housing again, you can thank Caitlin Clark. Every time the owner said, shoot, we really don't want to come up off this 15% number, but you know what? We'll move a little bit. You can thank CC22. And on the player side, the only reason why they had the battery in the back that they had was because of Caitlin Clark's impact. All of the numbers and the metrics that the players could point to, do you see these ratings? Well, Caitlin Clark effect. Oh, do you see this attendance? Well, Caitlin Clark effect. Do you see the social media impressions? Well, Caitlin Clark effect.
You're going to get tired of hearing it over here, y'all. Sports every Sunday, 3 p.m. It's going down. Check us out. Burn Live. When I say, man, we doing more things. We got more shows, better shows, bigger shows, more breakdowns, getting to the bag, getting to the sports, getting to the politics, getting to everything that's happening. We're going to get to it over here. And then on a good night capiche, I get to act the fool and just be chilling and talk about whatever I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Just open, broad conversations, have special guest throughs, and just chill and hang out. And I appreciate that I'm growing my channel. Got gaming coming, got MJ closets coming. Man, I got so many things coming, y'all. I'm working. So without further ado, I just want to introduce y'all an up-and-coming show that's coming to the Burn Live real fast, real soon, real quick, real fast. Burn the car.
Burn coffee, hot enough to wake the dead. Come on over, grab a seat.
We're here for it.
Let's toast to that. Cheers, y'all.
When I say we got things coming, man, I made this little post. It's not too big, y'all. Well, I haven't made it big yet, but it's big. It's coming. Okay, let me put it like that. It's big. It is coming. Let me re-utter what I'm saying. I have a gaming day coming to the channel, especially. Been promoting it a little bit. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, here we go. Let me show y'all this real quick. Hit the wrong button. Just me and my girl. We're gonna be gaming instead of just, making it boring for you guys. Instead of making it boring. I thought I'd have some fun with the intro of it. You know what I'm saying? Or even just promoting it. I just want to start having fun with promoting it. And this is something I put together real fast, real quick.
Dropping straight into Gaming World Live. I'm Ember Lockin. Jungle Push coming up. Oh, he's peeking. Got him. Reload. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Burn Live. The world is up.
Saturday nights, we're dropping straight into Gaming World Live.
So yeah, I got that coming real soon. And my little promotion that I put together. Also, here's another promotion. Let you know this coming soon. It's on Saturday. It's going to be going down Saturday. Please turn on your notifications for that. It's really going down. Gaming is going down. Also working on 2 other channels that are going to be working with MJ's Closet. She's going to be coming real soon. Please pay attention to that. Everybody's going to have commercials and ads and stuff to put up. It's a growing thing that I appreciate. People are coming through and stopping by and participating always. Without y'all, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to keep going like this. And obviously, it's the best thing smoking. I know y'all seen that. We ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna say that for a different day. I appreciate you guys coming through. Like I said, y'all, I do got a lot of different projects coming. A lot of people coming to the table. I got traveling coming to the table. Traveling, relationships, gaming, politics, AI, stocks market, cop cam, marijuana news stories. I'm just trying to give it to you all, in bits and pieces and stuff like that. So I appreciate people stopping through, coming through, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. And yeah, stay tuned. There are so many things. Also, like I said, y'all, the WNBA is back. We do have sports on Sundays. It's going. And it really is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about all sports, not just the WNBA. We're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about baseball, football, F1 racing, NASCAR racing. It's really going down. You know what I'm saying? We're going to spread the sports and stuff like that. Everybody's really into the cop cam, and I appreciate coming across this and be able to share content with you guys about things that are occurring in everyday society. Some things, even though these videos are getting put out, some cases are still being overlooked. And I think that we are putting things together at a critical time where, you know, you get to see a side of police officers and what they truly are. Now, people are still going to argue that we're not seeing everything. What about the ones that ain't getting told? And I always like, how do you know about those? And they'll be like, they'll tell us about their friends or somebody's going through something where the body camera is not out. And then you would be like, okay, so did you ask for it? Did you, you know what I'm saying, go through the proper channels of getting this out? And most of the time, you know the answer and what the answer be. And we're going to go too deep dive into that. But yet again, we understand that. Okay. In other news, hey, this Jasmine Crotchet thing with her security guard dude allegedly holding himself up in the parking lot and then you know, taking upon himself to have a small shootout with a police officer. That boy gangster. Oh, he ain't gangster. I was just playing. That boy crazy. What makes you want to do something like that? Hey, man, I'm finna get into the police officers. Like, hey, you okay? And it's always seemed like it's the good job people that's up there doing this. You got a good job, you're making good money, and somebody made you mad, made you a little upset, and you want to just take it out on everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're high price, good job having, don't have everything going for yourself. And I get it. Everybody's not allowed to have everything going for themselves. And people like, that's not fair. Why is it not fair that, you know what I'm saying, I do right, I do good, but nothing goes right for me? And, you know, everybody has a different story, different avenue that they went down to kind of justify or go over the things that make them who they are and why they go to some through the things they go through. But yet again, I'd be crazy. I am looking for this one. Click on the call.
This is a new world. This is a physical world. We have a. This is the mark of the beast. If you waking up grabbing this phone, at work, at home, you are now slave. You are now a digital slave. You come to this plantation. This is a new world. This is a physical world. We have a spiritual world. Now you have the metaverse world. Don't you leave your real world and enter into this metaverse world and stay on here all day. You be at the table with your kids, your wife. So now you have entered into hell. This is the mark of the beast. If you waking up grabbing this phone.
What do y'all think about that statement? Is the phone the mark of the beast? Entering a realm of uncertainty, false information, leading you down the rabbit hole of unrighteous thoughts. Look, don't leave. Look, he got girl like, no. Put in the comments what you think about that statement. Put in the comments what you believe about that statement. Don't run, don't leave. Did he trigger you? Did he say something that made you think like, do he got a point? Am I maybe on the internet too long? Am I really surfing up things that have nothing of value to me or my family to push along an agenda? Or am I going to be like how Kick-Ass Nick was talking here the other day, where he was talking about how it's a propaganda to go down the rabbit holes of things and look at society and say that, hey, it's not real what you see. They're just making it up. Listen to what he said.
At work, at home, you are now a slave. You are now a digital slave. You come to this plantation. This is a new world. This is a physical world. We have a spiritual world. Now you have the metaverse world. Don't you leave your real world and enter into this metaverse world and stay on here all day. You be at the table with your kids, your wife. So now you have entered into hell. This is the mark of the beast. If you
That was interesting, man. Just to say that, hey, that is the mark of the beast. Are y'all willing to say that's the mark of the beast? I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do this, but y'all might not like it. I need to kick that slap.
Did y'all holding the fork like she wanted the Flintstones? This was crazy. Ladies, all y'all want to do, go to the nice restaurant. Yeah, a ninja got to take me here. He got to take me to this restaurant, this and that. Whole time, a lot of y'all never really been to them places. Whole time, y'all never took an etiquette class. And y'all parents never taught y'all how to eat properly. A grown woman cutting a steak like a caveman is insane. And this is why y'all getting invited on coffee dates. Listen, I'd be damned if I take a chick out and she going to Ruth Chris and embarrass me. And Ruth Chris ain't even a top of the line spot. Thank God you ain't get taken to a Del Frisco's, Bobby Van's Steakhouse, and it's a few more, but I don't want y'all Dusties going to my spot, so I'm not going to name them.
If you're a Black American, I need you to stay right here. If you're not, I'll give you a few seconds so you can go on and scroll on by. Great. Okay. We need to have a talk. You know, it comes to a point where supporting and defending your community just is, it becomes so exhausting that you feel this frustration and you start to understand why people have the Black fatigue that they talk about. The Houston Rodeo, a family event. You have people there fighting, stealing, acting like menace to society, lawlessness, at an event that's supposed to be a fun, family-oriented event. You have Ruth Chris now saying, hey, we don't want to do this, but you guys are forcing our hand. We're going to have to enforce a dress code policy because how you guys are coming in here with your pants sagging, looking sloppy, all of these things, we just cannot allow.
I ain't even ate at Ruth Chris. And if y'all be in that ghetto to where they got to make a now, to be honest with you, I hope it's not because of just this single person and she didn't know how to cut open the steak. I hope it's because of more than one incident that has happened over time constantly. That's why this has happened. Not because of this one lady who couldn't hold a fork. And I hope, okay? I hope. Because that's embarrassing. It's not really that embarrassing. Everybody don't know how to use a fork and eat and stuff like that. Who really cares? You know what I'm saying? We would get it together. You know what I'm saying? Work on it. Whatever. Other than that, saying that, besides that, if it's real true that, you know, cracking down on being ghetto, want to be a proper, want to higher your skills up, want to be a 5-star, I don't want to be no 4-star. I ain't trying to be a 4-star. I ain't trying to be a 3-star. I want to be a 5-star. I don't need all that ghetto-ness up in here. You new niggas can't come up in here. Had to give y'all the Uncle Ruckus voice. I didn't want to give y'all the Ruckus voice. All right? I'm just saying. I'm with it.
So then you sit back and you wonder why other races will say, we have Black fatigue. Guess what? I'm Black and I have Black fatigue. I am tired of the wrong type of people in our community, because let me preface this is not all Black people. This is not. You have people over here making life miserable for other fellow Americans because you have no manners, you have no standards, you have no moral.
Wait. So we got to talk about a very, very, very positive update on a topic that I discussed about a month ago involving Ruth Chris and the dress code / etiquette at Ruth Chris. The EBT community has been spotted at Ruth Chris, what I believe to be a fine dining establishment. I understand that, you know, some people don't think that, and that's okay, right? I mean, some people out here, you know, hey, they balling, right? They got money like that. They don't think that Ruth Chris is fine dining. Well, I personally do think it is fine dining, okay? But, you know, there's a whole lot of conversation about EBT community not dressing properly at Ruth Chris, right? Coming in with baggy pants, bubble coats, hoodies, okay? Not really wearing proper attire. And this conversation.
See, they let you know I ain't at Ruth Chris because I didn't know you had to dress. I'm not into that dress it up just to go to some fine dining, just to get some proper ass eating. I'm really not into that. You know what I'm saying? There is like maybe 1 or 2 restaurants I do want to try out to even step in there, but guaranteed Ruth Chris is not one of them. I don't think it's ever going to be one of them like that. I'd rather go to a fine dining mom and pop's restaurant, somebody who's been doing it for a while, who, you know what I'm saying, nice little restaurant, chill, bring me and my lady, we can go out, have a good dinner and stuff like that. I like doing that. I don't mind going out to a restaurant, but Ruth cares just to be around ghetto. I don't want to be in a fine dining and thinking that I'm at Showbiz Pizza. I'm just gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? If that's being overboard, then hey, I don't want to go to a fine dining restaurant and be looking at a Wildin' Out Nick concert show or whatever. Like, obviously you have to separate that. Like I said, I'm really not into that. You can really truly meet me in the middle. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't bother me. If you're getting a waitress a hard time, hope that you get kicked out, never have to come back and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. But to travel over there into that fine dining and you want to eat the food, darling. You want to be a nigga. And I'm trying to stop her saying the word nigga, so I'm sorry. But yet again, if y'all want to be this characteristic person of ignorance and just to say that I'm not ignorant, I'm just being me, why I can't just be me anywhere I go, well, obviously, this is the reason why. You can't be who you want to be everywhere you go because it's embarrassing. Just that.
It was sparked by this guy's experience. I'm sure a lot of you remember this video that went viral in which he talked about his experience going to a special occasion, and his special occasion was ruined by the EBT community, at Ruth Chris engaging in EBT type of behavior. So I want to play this video to remind people of this guy's experience, okay? I'm just going to play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to play some updates, okay? Because remember, this guy got a whole lot of backlash, but it looks as if Ruth Chris is actually paying attention to these videos that are being made that clearly are a threat to their brand. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about something that's on my mind because like I gotta get it out. So both weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, my wife and I, we was at Ruth Chris, right? We went to Ruth Chris. That was our first time, and I did a video on it, and like we were just like grateful to be there because last year around this time we couldn't afford to be there. We couldn't afford much of anything, so we just did a video. Like I was just so grateful, right? But there's one thing that I do have to talk about. I don't know what it is with us, and I hope you understand what I mean when I say us. I don't know what it is with us. Like we feel like we have to bring this like street energy everywhere we go. Like, why am I sitting down with my wife at Ruth Chris?
Street energy everywhere we go. Why do I have to feel like I gotta bring my strap just in case I gotta put a bullet up in you everywhere I go? Why do my girl gotta say, baby, no, I think you should leave it at home? You know what I'm saying? You're very Republican, and you know black people are Democratic, and you... I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in general, why do you got to be like that? You know what I'm saying? Understand that bad days are bad days. People are like, man, the person just could have had a bad day and went to go Ruth Chris. Well, maybe you should go to Burger King and have it your way, and don't go to, huh? Yeah, drip.
Cutting into this nice ribeye, and I see dudes walking by with their pants sagging, with their jeans sagging, with these bubble coats with their hoods on. Like, yo, we gotta stop. Like we gotta stop. And I know.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you. What he complained about, I really don't have a problem with. What he complained about, I don't have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as you're not loud, ignorant, disruptive, asking the way to go back and forth, you know, dropping something on the ground so she can bend over, you know what I'm saying, embarrassing, making belittling a person. That's where it goes a little bit overboard. That's what I don't like.
Listen, some of y'all are gonna be like, "Oh, you was just thanking God for it. Now you judge." Listen, I'm not judging. I'm not judging them, and I'm not trying to be cynical.
I'm judging. I'm judging hard. To be honest with you. Yeah. So again, this guy had an experience. Okay, he told an honest truth about his experience, and of course, the pro-blacks got really upset about the truth because the truth upsets pro-blacks. Take a look.
Ruth Chris guy that said, "Oh, we need to stop coming in looking a certain way." Hood dude discrimination is anti-black. Tech bros wear the same.
Dude discrimination is anti-black. What about you? You are anti-safe. You are anti-safe. This girl is anti-black safe.
Same thing over and over. They wear the vest, wear the company sweatshirt, and then they have like a North Face type of fleece looking thing that has the company logo on there. The tech guy will wear the same thing over and over, and no one's bothering him or telling him he needs to dress up. There are rich people that wear the same thing over and over, and plain clothes at that. A good hood dude is going to put his money out and be like, "Here, this is your tip." A good hood dude is going to give everybody that came to the table to help with the service a tip and introduce himself and talk to them. There are rich.
I agree with that. I have no problem with that. Those hood people should be okay. I bet you that hood person ain't loud. I bet that hood person ain't ghetto to where I can't have a conversation. What if I want to propose to my girl, but these niggas popping bottles, got mood wet, you know what I'm saying? It look like a damn Luke video over there. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Wealthy people that itemize the bill. In a capitalist society, you have to have a capitalistic mindset on all levels. Wealthy person running a business is going to say, "Let me cut corners in certain areas." And they'll also implement that in their daily life too. Ruth Chris is not discriminating against them. We don't want Ruth Chris to start discriminating against them. If Ruth Chris isn't saying anything, why are you coming up with these rules? I don't think the original creator that said this has been around real rich people, real wealthy people. He needs to take a trip to San Francisco and sit around with tech bros. He needs to come to New York City and go with the finance bros. The finance bros too. They wear the same thing over and over because none of that stuff really matters. It matters if you're going to a business meeting. Okay, you want to dress up, but if Ruth Chris doesn't have a dress code, why do they need to dress up?
Okay. Yet again, I am with that. If that is true. I ain't been with
bro,
Chris.
can you make me
I ain't
sound
trying to
like
go
I
with
just
Chris, but they
died,
don't
went to
have a
heaven
dress
in
code.
Japan, and some angels started singing to me?
Yeah, I got you.
To the young man.
I don't know why I did that.
You want to dress up, but if Ruth Chris doesn't have a dress code, why do they need to dress up?
To the young man, no disrespect, who made the video Valentine's Day, you finally got a chance to take your wife to Ruth Chris. And I said finally got the chance because you said the year before y'all wasn't able to go and y'all was able to get the money and go this time. At least you financially in a position to go to Ruth Chris this time. And you made the video that these young men came in and their pants was sagging. They was wearing like bubble jackets with the hoodie. Here's the problem. Is giving you felt like you made it to this level, this upscale restaurant, and where y'all coming from? How did y'all get here? Because see, Ruth Chris have a little bit of dress code. It's not that strict, but it's strict enough. So if they let them in, to me, the pants gonna be as saggy as it was, and they probably was wearing jackets because it is cold. But here's the thing. Be very mindful. You may not realize it, but you maybe be one of those people that the higher you get, you start looking back and think that you don't belong here. That's all. Yeah, but that's what it's given.
If you go to a Ruth Chris and you see somebody with their pants sagging and they got like bubble jackets and stuff on, I can understand you being like, I wouldn't wear that and I don't agree with that. But when y'all come on the internet and y'all do videos talking about people shouldn't do that and there's a time and place for everything, who are you talking to? Are you just hoping that the video comes across those people who would do that and thinking that they're going to change? Because they're not. Are you...
You got a point right there. You got a point. But I want to hear this clap back from Ruth Chris.
Same experience this guy had at Ruth Chris, and I said something to the waitress about it, right? I was very vocal about my dress code. Keeping it.
Not that Ruth to see that video, they like that video. Not only did they like that video, they just came out with a statement saying they're about to reinforce a dress code policy in their restaurants.
Okay.
All right, so this article is from the New York Post. It was just published yesterday, the 13th. Today's the 14th, all right? Title is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse Owners Crack Down on Diners Dress Code. And y'all can read the rest of the article. Y'all can look it up. But basically, they cracking down on a whole lot of stuff. Hey, shout out to Ruth's Chris. This cool. This is cool. Now, maybe this is a coincidence. Maybe they never saw my video. Maybe this was already coming down the pipeline. But I come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no coincidence. It's not no coincidence. Hey, Ruth's Chris, let's party together real quick. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not? Let's do something together real quick. Let's do an ad or commercial. Let's just do something. Why not?
I think this is what we were looking for. A black man doing something positive and understanding that it is time for us to move on and do what we got to do. A man doing something black and positive, I bet you people are going to hate. Stricken Rick dress code showing that we class on, that's showing the world that we all want change. What is wrong with that? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Taking the time out to show people like, dang, look at them black people doing better. They doing good for themselves. But y'all will have problems with that. I promise you will have problems with that. And it's crazy that you would have problems with that. We need to do better. We are doing better. We want to do better. You're doing better. I'm doing better. We're all doing better. Congratulations to everybody and their success.